Doomsday Clock issue 5 sees Adrian Veidt taken to hospital for his near-death encounter with a comedian in Lex Luthor's offices. After the police and the doctors are finished with him, Adrian awakens to find himself handcuffed to the bed. The cops outside rush in after hearing his heart monitor flatline, but it's all a ruse by Adrian to lure them inside so he can escape. And escape he does, as he takes one of the officers hostage and escapes with his cat and costume. At the Daily Planet, Lois fights with Perry over a headline she never wrote. Clark knows there is more important things to worry about as the Superman theory is gaining more and more traction around the world, leading to Russia closing its borders from people, metahuman and human alike. In Gotham, Saturn Girl and Rorschach stop to change into their costumes. Rorschach says that they need to find Manhattan, and the crazy woman suggests that they use a really big light to get his attention. As Mr. Thunder is revealed to have escaped his confines at the old folks' home and boards a bus to Pittsburgh, Adrian returns to the Owl ship, only to find Batman waiting for him and wanting answers. Comedian meanwhile is hot on the heels of Marionette and Mime, who are busy killing some of Joker's gang in order to get the Joker himself. Batman and Adrian meanwhile have to escape from the police in the Owl ship as they hear about protesters calling for Batman's arrest marching into Gotham Police headquarters. In Gotham, the streets are utter chaos as the protesters begin rioting through the streets. Adrian and Batman's ideologies clash as they talk about each other's wrongdoings, with Adrian saying Batman and his friends are basically playing a game of tag with villains while the world falls apart around them, and they're the reason this is happening. In Metropolis, Lois visits a recovering Lex, wanting to know what he has to do with the Superman theory. Lex says that he is not behind it, but Lois knows better, given his history with Superman. He does however say that he knows a little about it and will team up with her to expose the truth. Superman listens in as Lex reveals the person who created all these metahumans for the government is a metahuman themselves, and at one point was part of the Justice League. Mr. Thunder meanwhile heads to an abandoned building in Pittsburgh, where he is accosted by a group of thugs. While trying to outrun a police chopper, Adrian wonders if Manhattan came to this world because it seems to cling to old pulp heroes so much. As the Owl ship begins to crash, Batman falls from it and into the angry crowd that wants his head. As he is beaten mercilessly by the crowd, Mr. Thunder meanwhile finds a Green Lantern and is saved by Rorschach and Saturn Girl from the thugs. Back in Gotham, Mime and Marionette finally find the Joker, who is also brought the beaten body of Batman, as Rorschach asks what a Green Lantern is. Doomsday Clock issue 5 really furthered the plot quite a bit, but at the expense of most of these stories being quite rushed, and in my opinion, there was a little bit too much packed into this issue. They had the Superman theory stuff, the Joker stuff, the Mr. Thunder stuff, the Adrian and Batman stuff, the Rorschach stuff, all this stuff packed into an issue that probably could have done with only about half of that. At times the book did manage to balance some of it, and that's where it started getting really interesting, and then it would just sort of go off onto a random page about Rorschach or something, and it really took me out of the issue, especially after last issue, which was a totally Rorschach focused issue. It was a real focus piece on one specific character, whereas this one, characters are everywhere. I did like all of these stories. We're getting into some really interesting territory with it, and I like it hints at characters like Alan Scott coming back, and the awesome stuff we had this issue with Adrian and Batman sort of clashing, and sort of Batman thinking he's doing right, or Adrian can see through him completely and everything. That stuff was really cool, but a bit too much going on all throughout this issue. Hopefully whenever we get the next issue, since the release dates of these issues are all up in the air, I hope it's a little bit more focused. I'm going to give this issue a 7 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.